welcome. All right, so tonight's talk, tonight for me, today's talk is about pain and grieving. I'd like to just invite you all for a moment to close your eyes. And if you are feeling any type of pain or you're grieving anything right now, I invite you to just bring an image to mind of whatever it is that you're grieving. Could be a job you didn't get, a relationship that just ended, losing one of your good friends or a family member. Whatever it is, I want you to just bring it to mind for a moment. And as you bring it to mind, the story, the image, I invite you to just sense into the feeling. What are you feeling? Do you notice any heaviness, aching pain? What is it that you're feeling? What emotion is here? With your eyes closed, and if you can't feel anything at all, knowing there's no right or wrong, because as you bring the image or the arc of the story of whatever it is you're grieving, you're recognizing it, I'm inviting you to touch into where you can feel it in the body, that pain. Where is it sitting? For me, I have a pain in my heart. Where's your pain sitting? And as you feel it, wherever it is, I invite you to just ask it, how can I be with you? Just see what comes up. Don't try to think about it. As you ask the pain, what does it need? Whatever words come up, go with it. It could be, I need a hug. I need to call a friend. I need a warm bowl of soup or ice cream. Or I need to just lay in the couch and cry all night. Whatever it's telling you that it needs, I invite you to nurture. Give it that love that first of all it's asking for. And just, if you can, sit with it for just a moment, that ache. And if you cry, let it out. If you want to scream, grab a pillow and scream into the pillow. But just hold that pain for just a moment. Letting it be seen, acknowledged, honored. And if it hurts so much, too much for you to bear the pain on your own, then get your pet or get a stuffed animal. I'm trying to find something around me, something that, like this bowl. Whatever resource you can tap in to help you deal with that pain, I invite you to grab it, call that person, sit in the sunshine, take that hot bath, or just cry until you can't cry anymore. Opening our eyes now, if they were closed. it's really important for us to feel our grieving, allowing this pain to be here. If we don't allow, then what happens is we disconnect from ourselves. We disconnect when we're trying to push the pain or the grieving, the sadness away. We're disconnecting from what we really need. So how many of you have covered up the pain with alcohol or drugs or eating too much ice cream or getting into another relationship? Whatever it is, we've all done it. You guys, we are human. We are human, living a human experience, right? So these things are going to happen. But in order for us to change the dynamic, we have to be able to allow this pain to be here and to really feel it and process it. Not push it away, not try to run away from it or band-aid it up by distracting ourselves. Because when we distract ourselves with all of these external things, we are disconnecting from our true self. We are not being present with what's here. And then all we're going to do is carry it into the next relationship, maybe even the next job. You are going to carry that grief with you longer. So I know it's so painful. But until we can allow this pain to be just as it is and grieve it and feel it, we will not be able to process it. And we will stay disconnected from our hearts and disconnected from ourselves. So even if you have to stay in bed for 2 days straight crying, it's better to do that than to disconnect from your heart by trying to cover it up with something. So, the two things that have helped me in my experience with pain and grieving. The first thing is pendulation. So, what that means is to be able to tap into well-being, tap into things that bring us well-being and nurturing for our pain. So, touching into well-being and then pendulating back into the grief and the pain. Going back into well-being and back into the pain. So we pendulate back and forth, right? And when we feel we have to cry, or like I said, scream in a pillow, we do it. We allow the emotions to flow through us. And then when we can't take it anymore, we tap into our resources, whatever that looks like to you. Again, calling a friend, laying in the sun, playing tennis, or getting that bowl of ice cream, or having that drink. If you drink mindfully, obviously we just want to be able to have a balance, right, you guys? It's like we're not perfect angels, and I already spoke. We are human. We are souls living a human experience. We are going to make mistakes. And there's going to be days that you cannot get out of bed, or you can't go to work, or you are not on it. And you know what? It's okay, right? Grieving is difficult, and one of the things about grieving, especially, it's like if you were in a relationship, you're going through a divorce, or you didn't get that job, or you lost a friend, someone was close to you, or a family member. So, we are constantly being run by subconscious programming, our conditions and our patterns. And for example, if you're used to having someone around, as in a relationship, and all of a sudden they're gone, well, now all of a sudden you have this pain, you have this ache, you have this heaviness, there's a loss of energy. Because now all of a sudden your subconscious programming is like, it's going nuts. Because now it has to create a new way. It has to let go of an old way, right? So, or that friend that was by you, next to your side all the time. You're going through these transitions of losing someone, losing a job, losing a relationship, or just a way life was for us. We have to be able to go through the motions of allowing this pain and grief to be here. And really sensing into feeling it in the body. If you can feel it in the body, I'm going to do a meditation after this talk that's going to help do a grieving meditation. But again, just like we did in the beginning, recognize I'm having heartache, or I'm grieving, I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling sad. Where do I feel it in the body? And then asking the body, how can I be with you in this moment? Nurturing yourself, giving yourself love, and allowing things to be just as they are. And remember, this is a practice, everybody. It doesn't happen overnight. I love how Jack Kornfield calls us the cancel culture. If something doesn't work out, we get rid of it. On to the next. If the computer breaks, buy a new one. The phone breaks, buy a new one. It's too cold, turn up the heater. Relationship's not working, get a new one. So let's stop being this cancel culture and really learn how to sit with what is. All right, I'm going to finalize with this poem by Rumi. Your grief for what you've lost lifts a mirror up to where you're bravely working. Expecting the worst, you look. And instead, here's the joyful face you've been wanting to see. Your hand opens and closes, opens and closes. If it were always a fist or always stretched open, you would be paralyzed. Your deepest presence is in every small contracting and expanding. The two as beautifully balanced and coordinated as bird wings. By Rumi. Thank you so much for watching.